All right. So I've gotten this, I don't know, attention that had, or certain something that I think that is kind of floating around out in the universe type deal. Maybe a question of a couple of people. And if I had to break it down, it's, if I know the law of attraction so well, to the point of having superpowers, why aren't I using it for money? Why do you see me driving all the time? That type of stuff. Why don't I look like I'm living the life of the rich and famous? Well, a lot of it has to do with it. It's not quite my goal. But it is something I would, certain things, aspects of it, I would like to have, right? Which we all would, right? So in my situation, I win big and I lose big. That's what it is. I had in the past fixed a couple of things, so many different things, and things are going okay, going well. I don't talk about how much money I make because I think it's tacky a little bit. I think it's something that we shouldn't talk about exact numbers. Just know that I'm making at least, let me see, 1, 2, I guess 5 digits a month, somewhere around in there, right? That's what it is. So, I mean, I know it's like, okay, so if you're bringing that in, how come I'm still living like this? Why don't I have my truck yet? There's some moments where you see me at Airbnbs for an entire month. You know, just different things. Like, and honestly, it is what it is. When it comes to making money and doing certain things, as far as management goes, there's things that have to be done, right? You can't go to the bank and say you want a mortgage unless you have certain things in order, right? Or want a loan or whatever it is that you want, right? So the time that I've spent out and about, out here, I was basically fixing things that were damaged in the past. Right? So dealing with different stuff, these are the situations. Do I have a business? Yes. Do I run my own paycheck? Yeah. You know, I got my ducks in a row. I do. There are certain things of timing. It's not just this. This is not the only business. This is really just the cash cow to create the business. The business is that I want to do. So, in that sense, that is what it is. You can't expect to put $80,000 down unless you have something that can help you to get there. So if you want to talk about some real, that's real, right? I gotta have $100,000 in cash out the bank, out my pocket to do something. $80,000 is really what I need. So it's stuff like that. And it's like, what is my business? I try to keep that stuff, you know, personal and somewhat of a secret. But it's different. is different, and it's pretty good, okay? And it just takes a lot of upfront money. So being out here, I enjoy it. It's quiet. I got time to focus on things I like to focus on. As you may realize, I think a lot. I think a lot, and it's enjoyable. Not overthink. You know, I just enjoy thinking. I enjoy learning. You know, I enjoy a lot of stuff. I like going out and having fun all the time, you know. When I go out there, and there's a lot of stuff I don't show when I go out. It's just because I don't want to stumble anybody. And, you know, I just have a different way of doing stuff. So I keep a lot of these things private. And I don't collect a 9-to-5 check. You know what I'm saying? I actually do work for myself. And that's basically what it is. Alright. For me to expand, there's a couple of things that I could do. I was looking at doing that is kind of like a stairway. Is a smaller goal instead of trying to go for the gusto. You know, I've had some issues falling back. Every time I got up there, it kind of dwindled back. And a lot of that has to do with being consistent in paying myself and doing things that I'm supposed to do. That's really what I think it is from God. Because if I'm inconsistent paying myself, how am I going to be consistent paying, you know, starting off, you know, 15, 20 employees? You know, that's the kind of business model I have, and that's for real. So if I'm not doing that, then, you know, I need to be consistent. And I'm just, you know, we're more lenient on ourselves. Because it's like, oh, I got the business money. I got the money in the business account, you know. I don't have to worry about writing my own check all the time. But really, you do. You know, it's under the federal government, you got to pay yourself. And, you know, I got through ADP and all this stuff. Basically, my CPA and all of them, they have to be able to prove that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, right? As a boss to myself. So it's these little things that causes inconsistencies. Also, I learned about certain maintenance. You know, there's guys who have, you know, businesses, and they, you know, they might get a million messages and, you know, not have anything in place to hit you back. And maybe some of them do. You know, it's a CRM. So when you send something out, you know, the person gets a confirmation, and it goes onto a schedule, actual, like your information, you know, and it says the date and time of when you sent that out, and there's reminders that will remind you, okay, this person did this, it's time to check on them, you know. So like there's stuff like that that's good for, you know, other people's businesses. And me personally, my thing is really saving up. I've done investments, and it's all right. It's okay. I did day trading, and I did really well at first, but that's when I was not putting a lot of money in. Another time where you know, you fail big type of deal. I put $4,000 in, $5,000 in, and I did this multiple times. Lost all the money because my lot size was too big. So because it's too big, it's a computer generated algorithm. It is not off a live feed. It is not a live feed. It is a computer-generated algorithm. I realized that after going into stocks and messing with day trading. So, like, the best thing to do is incremental investments. You know, you can put a lot into something like Acorns. You put a lot into, you know, those are fractional shares. It's a little different than day trading. Day trading is a dangerous thing because I'm telling you, the what do they call that? The velocity of the swing on the, you know, gains and losses are incredible. You know, you can drop the pip, go down like, you know, 200 pips, and come back up. You pop everybody's stop loss. You know, so I mean, it's things like that that affected me as far as dealing with stocks and some of the other residual income type of deals. YouTube, I know that's pretty nice, but I don't put a single dime in YouTube. So I don't promote my stuff. I don't tag it. I mean, it is totally just not being advertised whatsoever. And sometimes I still get views. So, and most of it is by, you know, you guys. You know, the people I posted to out there on the throne room and, you know, maybe Instagram or something. But overall, you know, that's not really what my MO is. That my message is not something that is quite geared for that type of presentation. It's more of a as an online journal, if that makes sense. If it were me, I would compile it into a documentary and turn it into a movie and you know, freelance the movie and have it as a Netflix original. And that's the way I would, if I was going to market it. These are the ways that I would market it. Not so much as a day-to-day, because people rely on you every day. They're like, hey, when they're gonna post, not that I don't care or I'm inconsistent or this, that, or third. It's not that. I don't want to be strapped to it, you know. So if you happen to really care enough for me to gain messages from the universe, so to speak, these are the answers. These are the reasons why you don't see me out here flaunting my money and stuff like that. Because, I mean, it goes back into investments. I rarely show that type of stuff. Alright? And that's just what it is. Alright? I have not reached my goals yet, and I just dealt with a major hit because an entire month of not making any money, which is, you know, it's a double-edged sword with that residual, you know, because it could have helped me out through that time, you know, but I didn't have it. I didn't really have it set up, you know, that fractional stuff. It helped a little bit, but it wasn't enough to really, like, you know, pay my Airbnb bills. You know what I'm saying? So I done got hit by tickets that was $2,000, $1,000 here, $2,000 there, so many hundreds here, and I pay lawyers. I got my lawyers to take care of stuff. There's a lot of stuff y'all don't see, and it happens sometimes. It does. People say it's, you know, could be spiritual warfare or whatever. I picked up a load, and the entire weight of the load, think about it, it's 2,300 pounds. You got to have, it's got to be over 800 or 80,000 pounds to be illegal, to be too heavy. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, 2,300 pounds? or 23,000 pounds is not a whole lot. That's nothing. All right, that's nothing. So, but when the entire weight of it is on the rear axle, the axles can only go up to 33. So if it sits, there's weight on it by itself. So when all the heavy weight is right there, that's a ticket. How would I have known? You know? So that's how God does what he does to me. And then there's a million people that may need help. So I'm helping them too. Family members, friends. I put money out for folk, you know. It's just the way it is. You know, I don't talk about that stuff, you know. But if you happen to wonder why, this is what it is. All right, so y'all hold it down.